Moving on to adapter enhancements. First, looking at the Rally adapter, there's a handful of new functions that we added or changed functions. First up, and this was delivered in patch 381, we added support for issue linking for defects to features. This was a new Rally feature. This is handled just like any other issue linking. So when you're doing your value mapping for the issue link from the defect, it's now put in there as a portfolio item. So just like you have defect requirement for story, you now have a defect to portfolio item for feature or whatever the other portfolio item name is in the customer environment. For existing automation, so if the customer had set up this automation before the 381 patch, it may not appear in the issue link options, and you would need to reload fields to get this to show up in your value mapping list. The next enhancement, and this was actually pulled in as a stretch goal based on a customer requirement, was some changes to comment visibility mapping so that we could support this functionality in automations with Rally. So this is not just Rally that is now supported. This is actually any adapter that supports comment visibility mapping with an adapter that has discussion comments. We now changed it so that comment visibility mapping is available as long as either side supports that functionality. The primary use case here is that ServiceNow has multiple comment type fields, and the comment visibility mapping allowed you to decide how to map the different comment type fields. We can now do ServiceNow to Rally mapping, where we can send all of the comments from ServiceNow into Rally as discussions and pick which type of comment the Rally discussions go to ServiceNow on. So Rally doesn't have any implementation for comment visibility mapping because we only have one type of discussion post, but we can map to and from adapters that do have the multiple comment types. So I did include it in Rally because that's where our use case is. This is really an enhancement on comment visibility mapping generally. Finally, we ran into some issues with the skip time box functionality and we updated the skip option so that it now works like value skip, where it does not send an update, instead of working like value clear. The issue we ran into is that when the null value was being forwarded in those cases, it was not being cached. And so ConnectALL was seeing its own update on the other side and syncing that back. And so it was inappropriately clearing fields from the source when they were supposed to be skipped and cleared in Rally. So now this skip function functions like value skip, where it removes it from the payload entirely and no update is sent to the destination time box. This can be accomplished now with value clear, where you can set mappings to value clear if you need to remove that on the Rally side. We are planning a future update to add clear as an option for time box handling that would continue that option of sending a null, and we would also handle caching that as the expected value as part of that fix. So this was a defect fix, but it is a behavior change for customers who have this functionality configured. Moving on to Jira, no major enhancements here, but there was a ton of work that was done to add additional handling to ensure the correct formatting for tables and HTML in wiki text when syncing to and from Jira, including handling for older Jira formatting markup. Jira has evolved their markup, but they'd never migrate what's already in Jira. So all of these older work items had the older formatting, and ConnectALL was getting confused seeing the mixed formatting on some of those work items. This came up in a handful of customer defects around tables and formatting and HTML formatting for URLs. and the team did a ton of work to really make sure that the um, functionality is very solid for these formatting cases. Uh, this is going to be an ongoing story as well with other adapters where the markup can be challenging to parse and sync. So if we do see formatting issues on other adapters, do reach out. But this was a pretty major effort on the Jira adapter based on real customer experience data. And we're expecting a much better more consistent behavior in 3.9. That concludes the adapter enhancements.